Okay, so for this guy, now we're all kind of up and running. I don't have those parentheses pre-made here, do I? I have to look for that. When we talk about factor by grouping, that's what we're doing with this section. What we're looking at is trying to set up what we have here. Having those two groups ready to pull out, I want to create that situation. This is what makes it the harder kind of factoring, is I might have to do all kinds of different things to get to that point. The basic strategy goes like this. Try to start with it in standard form, and then take a look at each group. And I'm going to group it by the first two terms and the second two terms. So in this first pair of terms, so 6h to the fourth minus 4h to the third, what can I factor out of that group? H plus h to the third, all right? That leaves me 6h minus 4. Now I'm going to write the rest of the other group down, even though I'm not playing with it. And this is also why when I talked about factoring, I made a big deal about don't lose those initial factors when you pull stuff out, because they're important here now. What else can I yank out of that first group, though? There's still some more to be done. Pull out a 2. So now I've got 2h to the third, 3h minus 2. And then I'm going to copy that down as I keep going. What else can I do now? Well, can I pull anything else, I should say, out of h to the third minus 2? Yeah, they're both prime numbers. The 3 is positive, so that's okay. Don't have to pull any negatives out. I think we're okay. What about 12h minus 8? I can pull out a 2, but I can also pull out a 4, and you always want to pull out the biggest number you can at a time. So that doesn't change. That's the same. Now over here, I'm going to yank out that 4. So that's h minus, 3h minus 2. There we go. So now when I look at this, have I created two common binomial factors that I can yank out? Yeah, in both of these cases, I've now got my 3h minus 2 and my 3h minus 2. This problem was kind of nice because it was set up to give me this right from the get-go. I didn't have to work too hard to get there. So let's go ahead and pull those guys out. So now I've got my 3h minus 2 is one factor. And my other factor then is going to be, not plus. What's my other factor? Yep, 2h to the third and 4. You could actually technically add them in either order and it still works. There it is. So 2h to the third plus 4. Now, technically speaking, this is the same thing as 2h to the third plus 4 times 3h minus 2. Technically, those are the same. When I did this in school, I always wrote it that way because I like seeing that 3h minus 2, which is already kind of on the right of the picture. I liked it to the right. The book does it the other way. When you pull things out, you put them on the left. So either one works, whatever works best for the way you like to organize. The last thing I want to do with this before we leave it is do a check. In case we're not sure that we're doing this right, let's go ahead and multiply this out, FOIL it or distribute it, whichever you want to call it, and be sure that we get what we started with. Because that's really the best part about factoring. You know you did it right because you can check it. You can go back, distribute it like we did last chapter. You have a question?
Shouldn't you take out 2? So you can take a 2 out.
Ooh, I can't I? That's a good observation. There's a 2 there, right? So that 2 comes out. Leaves me 3h minus 2 and h to the third plus 2. Nice. Is that 2 that I pulled out going to change the 3h minus 2?
No.
No. Yeah, I only pulled it out of this guy. I'm put it over here. Could I have done that back up here at the very beginning? Pulled the 2 out of everybody? Sure. Let's go back to the check. We'll leave the 2 in for now for the check, just because it's in there. That's going to give me 6h to the 4th. And then I can go ahead and distribute this guy. That's going to give me minus 4h to the 3rd. And then I can do this plus 12h. And then I can do that, which is minus 8. If it says factor completely, yeah, technically it would be. And that's kind of the kicker. At least on a quiz where I can get partial credit, I can take 1 point for forgetting that. The problem with the BA is you know both of these answers are going to be listed. And if Allie hadn't caught me, I would have left you guys with the wrong answer. So in multiple choice, there's no wiggle room. You got to go as far as you can go with it. And always be on the lookout for that little bit of extra to yank out to finish it off. So, good eyes on that. What else can we say about this guy? Okay.